Hello, beautiful people. Today we're going to talk about how do I find my passion for work. I really think it's interesting the way we talk about passion. We talk about passion as if it's something that we find. And even how we phrased this question or talk about it in the video title, how do I find my passion for work? Like it's something that we've lost, that we sort of have to search around for. So I'd love you to start thinking about it, not in terms of something that you find, but something that you create yourself over time based on your contribution. I also want you to consider whether or not your passion is hidden away somewhere, if you haven't already found it, in what you've decided to contribute, or the issues that you're interested in, or the problems you've decided to solve, and that your understanding of your passion is actually buried in there somewhere. So we'll talk about that too. And lots of us think of passion as being something that is continuously exciting, and what we miss in there is that it's actually more something that is continuously engaging. So I'm super passionate about what I do in many areas of my life, and many people who know me well would consider me to be a pretty intense, pretty passionate person. So I'm passionate about the public speaking work that I do. I'm passionate about this YouTube channel because I want to help 1 million of you get promoted. I'm passionate about the innovation work that I do, and I dedicate a lot of time outside of normal work hours to pursuing my passion. I do a lot of reading, I have a lot of conversations, I go to conferences, I meet people, and so I'm passionate about what I do. But there'll be times when I will be very calm and quiet. I'm working away in my office passionately about what it is that I do. So it's not about excitement, it's not necessarily about jumping up and down, it's more about alignment of your values with someone else's values, of your ability to be able to contribute something to a broader base of people, of your ability to be able to have shared interest with other people and co-create things that are valuable to yourself and to others. At the end of this video, I want you to be able to understand that passion isn't something that you discover, like something you've lost or something you stumble upon, that it's actually something that you cultivate over a long period of time. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't have a spark of passion when you first start into something, but you're old enough now to be able to know that there were things that you were passionate about when you were in kindergarten or in middle school that you're not passionate about anymore. And there are things that you were passionate about then that you're super passionate about now. And the difference is that you continue to grow and cultivate them. The other important thing is to understand what you value and how your values point to work that you could be passionate about, or work that you may be already a little bit passionate about. I also want you to make a very strong relationship and correlation between contribution and the joy that you derive in your career, or the level of passion that you experience in your career. I want you to be able to identify the signals of growing passion in your day-to-day work so that you can be your own best cheerleader, so you can encourage yourself, so that you can be your own best support for growing and amplifying and cultivating that passion over time. And the big mindset shift in here, and I talk about mindset shifts quite a lot, and my book's called The Innovation Mindset, so I'm paying a lot of attention to what is mindset and how do we think about it. But one of the things I want you to look at in here as well is the mindset shift is from passion as being something that you stumble upon or that you find, to something that you grow intentionally and cultivate over a period of time, and that requires discipline and attention and enthusiasm and passion, so that you can continue to grow more passions. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If I'm excited about something, I get more passionate about it. If I get more passionate about it, I feel more passion for it, and the cycle continues, and it's a fabulous cycle to get yourself on. Step number 1 is align your values with your work. So if you find, for example, bringing other people joy and delight and serving them to be something that is incredibly valuable to you. Every time you're out in the world and someone does that for you, you acknowledge it deeply, you appreciate it enormously, you give them 5 stars, you give them a tip, whatever it is that you do to show your appreciation for that. And that means a lot to you to receive. The chances are it also means a lot to you to give. So if customer service is an area where your values align with your work, then you're in a great place to be able to say, how do I look at how that feels for me? How do I learn about how it's done with different levels of excellence? How do I enhance my ability to be able to bring more of it? How do I design better for it? How do I really throw myself into it in terms of the experiences I'm looking to produce for my customers? Passion's also cultivated through engagement. So if you are feeling disengaged about something, chances are you're probably not passionate about it, and forcing yourself to do it is not necessarily the smartest thing to do. Now, we've all done or gone through periods when we've been at school or when we've been doing other things in our life, like flossing our teeth, where we found this is not really something that I'm passionate about, although I'm certain there's certain dentists out there that are super passionate about that, and bless them and thank you. But when we go through these processes and we discover that there's not something we're passionate about, that's a pretty good indicator to you, if you are passionate about things in other areas of your life, that this isn't something that you want to stick with long term. Now, that doesn't mean that you should be floating around like a butterfly and trying this and trying that and trying the other. Give yourself 3, 6, 9, 12 months before you say, this isn't something I'm super excited about. And before you make that decision, also ask yourself whether or not you have really immersed yourself in it, whether you have read about it, whether you have watched videos on it, whether you have learned from others about it, whether you've been to conferences on it, whether or not this is something that could be deeply exciting for you. Because one of the things that I think is absolutely true to say is that people who immerse themselves deeply in their work in service to others are people who are passionate about what they do. They may not show up as excited and jumping up and down, but they will absolutely show up as someone who's got a great depth of knowledge about something, who cares deeply about it as to how it serves other people and how it adds value for other people, and who derives joy from seeing other people appreciate it and value it as well. When my daughter was little and she was in school, I would always say to her, your teachers derive their joy and pleasure from seeing you be successful at school. They're not there to just grade and judge you. The really good ones are the ones who derive enormous joy from seeing you be fabulous at what it is that they're teaching and seeing you succeed in doing it. And I'm sure you've all had experiences of the ones who are there just to judge you and grade you, and the ones who are actually there to share their passion with you. That's the level of passion that we're looking for in terms of how you align your own values with what it is that matters to you. Passion also enhances your enjoyment of your work and your job satisfaction. If you're doing something that is a drudge for you and you're not enjoying it, you've got to ask yourself 2 questions. One is, if I put more energy and enthusiasm and passion and interest into this, if I started learning more about it, if I dove into it and really understood all of the science and the technology and the practices and the thinking and the experiences behind it, could it be something that I would love? Or is this just not a fit for me? And the second one is as important and valuable as the first one. So when you're doing something that isn't bringing you joy, isn't helping you appreciate your life, is it because you're not putting enough into it, or is it because it's simply not a good fit for you? It's up to you to really make that call. The other interesting thing to recognize and pay attention to is that passion can be found in various aspects of your work. So I've had the pleasure of working with people, let's go back to our customer service example. I've had the pleasure of working with people who are all about the interaction on the phone or the interaction online, and they are all about following through and taking care of the individual person, and they are phenomenal at it. But also, I've worked with people in similar groups, and I've worked with some huge international banks where all of their internal servicing groups are going through a big transformation, and I've been part of doing that for some of them, although they could do with it again. But what I've also found is that there are people in there who are super, super excited about the metrics. They don't want to have anything to do with the customer. They don't want to talk to the customer. They're not interested in how the customer feels. What they're interested in is they're interested in how the metrics support the people who are doing the frontline work with the customer. So what you'll find is no matter where you get put into in terms of the opportunity or the job or the progression or the career or the promotion, there are aspects of pretty much everything that you can find that if you put, a good amount of enthusiasm and learning and diving deep and networking and understanding the bigger picture and thinking more strategically about it and making offers around it, that you will actually find that passion comes to find you. So as you go through this process and you think about how important passion is in your career, I would say to you, make sure that you recognize the difference between excitement and always on and just the quiet, steady passion of you feeling satisfied and appreciated and seen and heard and valued in what it is that you do every single day. As you go through this process, deeply encourage you to take the Get Promoted assessment. It's down below in the links. It's also www.getpromotedassessment.com. Take it, let me know how it helps you think through this process. Let me know if this video was useful for you and you would like more on this topic. Drop it in the comments below, and I really look forward to hearing from you, and very best of luck, because this is a massive gift that you can give yourself for the entire duration of your career. Good luck.